Welcome back to the State Basketball Centre in Wantirna, South Victoria for the 2017 Medibank National Junior Classic. We've just seen the under-16 girls championship taken out by the Bulleen Boomers, defeating Forestville 54-42. And our second game on our 4-game schedule sees the under-16 boys grand final contested. Victoria versus South Australia. It is the Melbourne Tigers versus the Sturt Sabres. Steve Chalmers welcoming back Alexi Bivik.
Close.
Close?
Close.
I'll get it by the end of the day, I'm sure I will. Probably not, but Melbourne versus Sturt. Let's take a look at the road to the grand final between these two teams. We start off with the Sturt Sabres, who were in Group A, defeating the Nunawading Spectres 78-48, defeating the Keilor Thunder 68-47, and also sweeping the group, defeating Camden Valley 74-32. The quarterfinal, they defeated the New Zealand team 74-43, and to make this game, they defeated the Bulleen Boomers 79-41. The Melbourne Tigers, Alexi, how did they make it to this big game as we tip off?
Well, to start off their tournament, they defeated the Waverley Falcons 63-47, followed by taking out Basketball ACT 68-42, another interstate match there. They defeated the Sydney Comets 75-39, and in the quarterfinal, defeated the Northern Suburbs 61-43, and then to get into this game, defeated another local team, Dandenong Rangers 62-53.
Now, I'll be quick to point out that these two teams are the two best offensive teams in the tournament over the group stages. 220 points scored by the Sabres, 206 scored by Melbourne. So we're looking forward to an offensive showcase as the Tigers got us underway through Paul Sapatolis. Sturt missing on that occasion with a break in play. Let's take a look at some key players for the game. We start with the Sabres. Tane Mitchell, 15.4 points per game, including 23 against the Boomers in the semi-finals. There's brothers from the Sabres, Joel Dyer, 12.6 points, and Tyson Dyer, 9.6 points, and also Keanu Rasmussen, 9 points per game for the Tigers. Tyson Dyer,
over at the Tigers, we've got Paul Sapatolis, who's been averaging 15.6 points per game. That's a few buckets. Joshua Giddy at 15.4 points per game, and Lockie Gunner at 9.6 points per game.
You just mentioned Josh Giddy there. A quick fact, obviously, the Tigers, coached by Warwick Giddy, a Melbourne Tigers NBL legend, had his number 6 jersey retired at the club. As we head back to the game,
we see on the replay here, Paul Sapatolis gets a nice block.
The Tigers 2-0, early lead. Here's Tane Mitchell. Kicks out for 3, air ball. And Paddy Twigg stepped on the line as he was collecting that rebound. Sturt will retain possession with 8 seconds left on the shot clock.
I'm interested to see how these teams focus on scoring. They going into the rim. It looks like they're going into the ring early.
There's a great move by Tyson Dyer there. Little double pump up and under. Gets Sturt on the board. Now, I mentioned these two teams very good offensively throughout the tournament, but let's not forget their defensive efforts. The Melbourne Tigers, the 3rd best defense over the tournament. The Sabres, the 2nd best defense. So it's two top teams, and they've done extremely well to make the grand final, and we've got the two best teams here on this morning.
Just on defense, Sturt have kept every opponent to below 48 points for the tournament, including a 32-point game to Camden Valley. So, how do you think their defense stacks up against the Tigers' offense?
Well, I'll tell you what, both offenses and both defenses are elite. We've just seen that through Sturt's defense and their high pressure in the half-court set there as they get us another stop to start this ball game. Tyson Dyer takes it straight to the hole, gets fouled, and he'll have an opportunity to earn 2 points at the free throw line.
Important to make these free throws early, get in a good rhythm. We saw it in the last game, a couple of misses left for nervous shooting later in the game. Hopefully you can get your rhythm early.
We welcome more of our South Australian viewers, our Sturt fans, to the Basketball Victoria Facebook page, live streaming thanks to Sportscast Australia. We thank you for your coverage. And joining along as Sturt take their first lead of the game.
Good to see a bit of a crowd filtering in to watch this game too, Steve. People have had their morning coffees and they're ready for some more basketball.
Absolutely, and great to see the two teams contested the last game, sticking around to see some more under 16s action as Josh Giddy takes it straight to the hole with a nice floater. Here's Griffin. Into Christie. Low block jumper is good. Tell you what, I'm liking the energy in here so far to start this game. The Sturt bench was up and about, and they will be there as well with a Sebastian Griffin block. And didn't he like that one?
That was a big block on the big man Sapatolis.
There it is again on the Medibank replay screen. He loved it. Subs into the game for the Tigers. First subs of the game. Straight back inside, Sapatolis. Too good.
Takes the contact and just finishes nicely.
Tell you what, I got an early prediction here. I think Sapatolis, the body size that he has, he could have a big game in this grand final. Cleaned up on the glass by Lockie Gunner off the Gallagher miss. Both teams just feeling each other out early on here. Nice kick out, extra pass. Blocked by Lockie Gunner.
What's he going to do?
He's gonna block it.
Thanks for finishing that off there, Steve.
And he did block it. Straight out of bounds.
It's the kind of high-quality puns we're here for.
That's it. We hope to bring you a few more with Lockie Gunner's name. But first of all, the Joel Dyer triple.
That was a deep, in-your-face three.
Here's Gallagher. Tried to put the move on. Great defense there by Christie.
I like this from the refs, letting a bit of contact happen early, letting the boys play.
Absolutely. Christie's got the ball, just lost the handle, lost his feet, and lost everything, really went out of bounds.
And as we've come to expect in this tournament, another full court press, looking to stop the inbound and put as much pressure as possible onto the ball carrier.
Gallagher was reached in by Tyson Dyer. He picks up his first foul. Just got to be careful of those early fouls, especially the cheap ones.
I'm not a fan of those reach in from behind fouls, but if it stops a fast break, maybe it's worth it. 3 minutes 50 left in this first term. Both teams on one foul.
Jalen Breyer checking into the game for Tyson Dyer. Seeing his first action of the morning. Here's Giddy. Inside the Gunner. Poor pass. Griffin all the way. There's an easy layup.
Great vision from Griffin on the defense there. I actually thought he was going to dunk that, so there's some athleticism.
Certainly is. There's that early pressure as well by the Sabres. That's what's got them here. Great defense leading to some great offense. That's why they're doing it at both ends of the floor. Giddy, floater. It's the second time we've seen that shot from him.
He seems to like that shot. Will be dangerous in the paint.
I'm sure he's had that taught to him from a very young age, let me tell you. It's an 11-10 start here by the Sabres. It's a lot more high tempo to this one from the first one this morning. Obviously a very early start for the girls. Gunner the rebound off Dyer's miss, the Joel type.
One positive so far for the Tigers is that they're two star players for the tournament, and there, speak of the
Josh
devil,
Giddy.
is Giddy with a long open three.
Giddy averaging just over 15 points a game, and they've got the duo between Paul Sapatolis, Josh Giddy averaging 31 points. I think you'll be seeing a few of those shots throughout the morning. There's a foul on Jack Gallagher, my apologies.
And Giddy took the words right out of my mouth there. I was about to say, it's good to see that he's getting involved early. And he hits that long three. Well done.
Absolutely. You see Sapatolis check out of the game, as does Balnosis.
Tigers already with a few quick rotations. Looks like they're going to try and keep all their players as fresh as they can.
Well, they've only got 8 players, Alexi, so they've certainly got to try and keep the freshness, as you mentioned. Obviously, Sturt have a deeper lineup to go to. Nice inside pass there. Nice work from Tane Mitchell. Inside, puts the shot fake up, gets the Tigers to bait, puts the ball in, and one opportunity.
And let the crowd know about it. And I like that.
There it is on the Medibank replay screen. You're right, clenched fist early on. Trying to get the Sabres going early in this first term. Converts as well. Straight into the early pressure. Gallagher. Giddy, what can they do to get this up the court? Oh, wayward pass just comes off.
Giddy running the play. Trying to find something, create some space.
You'll see that a lot throughout the morning. Giddy with the ball in his hands. Gallagher no good. Gunner nearly earning himself the offensive rebound.
Very fast-paced game so far early in this. 2 minutes left, and we've seen a lot of back and forth action.
Absolutely. Tigers in a half-court trap set. Here's Mitchell. Off to Rasmussen. Couple of handoffs. And Pryor straight to the rim. Nice bank. Off some tough defense.
That's where those handoffs can be really useful. If you can't find a clear pass, then you can find a path with those little handoffs.
That's right, no clear pass. Find a clear path.
And there's the man again, Giddy with a mid-ranger. He is dangerous in the middle of the key.
He's up to 9 points already, Josh Giddy. 9 of the 15 from the Tigers. He's looking at a big game already. The Sturt Sabres have to find a way to slow him down. Rasmussen, there's those handoffs again. Gets straight to the rim. Tough defense again, though. Forces the miss this time. Giddy away.
It was a good look of a couple of strong screens there, though. If they can keep up that sort of off-ball team offense, they should be set up to score a few baskets.
Shot clock winding down. Gallagher for 3, short. Here come the Sabres, off and running. Dyer to Pryor, who was fouled. He'll head to the line.
The Sabres are looking to really push the ball fast up the court at every opportunity. It's what got them to this grand final, and they're hoping it's what gets them the win.
It's certainly working there too. You saw on the Medibank replay screen, 3-on-2 opportunities when you run the floor. You're always going to have an extra number if you can get the ball down in transition.
It seems to have been the talk for the day, but Tigers have to be careful. Already on 4 fouls for the game.
We speak about some under 16 players. They're the future stars of our competition. If you can just see in the back in a grey hoodie is Adelaide 36's head coach Joey Wright. He's looking for his next stars of the NBL.
Tell you what, Josh Giddy would have my attention if I was scouting future stars, future talent, along with a few of his teammates.
Absolutely, has some pretty good family ties, does Josh Giddy as well, that we've mentioned. Warwick, his father, the coach of this team. There's an early foul in that possession. Referees just wanted to have a chat about it.
Little sends Sturt to the line.
Yeah, Rasmussen. Tigers in the bonus with 28 seconds left in this first quarter. And they've opened up a 5-point lead. Here's Gunner. Gunning down the court, tries to take it straight to the rim. Lost the ball. Griffin Had his foot on the line collecting the rebound.
Yeah, Gunner found the lane there with a nice behind-the-back dribble, but just couldn't get the composure to finish off the shot.
Here's Giddy through the legs. Nice step back. Hesitation blocked by Mitchell. And some smart tactics there by Jalen Pryor just to throw it off the leg and earn Sturt the final possession of the first quarter.
Mitchell is terrorising them on defence. He is everywhere.
Basketball Victoria live stream thanks to Sportscast Australia on our Facebook page. Make sure you're following the rest of our socials for up-to-date coverage of the 2017 Medibank National Junior Classic. Twitter and Instagram at basketball_Vic. And obviously you're already on our Facebook page watching this brilliant coverage thanks to Sportscast Australia. There's Dyer for three at the horn. No good, but it's the Sturt Sabres taking the 5-point advantage at the end of the first quarter. Alexi, what have we liked so far?
I really like the up and down intensity. It's back and forth. Melbourne Tigers got a little bit of foul trouble there, which doesn't help the lead. But it's the defensive pressure from Sturt that I'm really enjoying. That's
right, you just saw some pressure there on the Medibank replay screen. And another one, a great block by Seb Griffin. I think Tane Mitchell, Seb Griffin, Joel Dyer, Jalen Pryor have been some standouts for the Sabres thus far. Josh Giddy playing a little bit of a lone hand for the Tigers in the first quarter there. He had 9 points of the 15. Just needs a couple of others to step up around him.
Well, like you said, it's going to be a bit harder for them to run their offense. There's only 8 players on the side. They're going to need rest. Sapatolis is going to need some rest here and there. We saw when he went off, they struggled a little bit. His body, his presence down low really helps. But don't count them out yet, Steve. They have a strong team, and they're here for a reason.
Yeah, absolutely. Paul Sapatolis, you mentioned, he's got the size to do some damage this morning, so look out for him in the next 3 quarters. Lockie Gunner's been good in the first quarter, just hasn't got it going as yet. Has certainly been a menace on the defensive end. I think it's been the defensive pressure that we've loved, though. Just both teams getting up the floor, providing some pressure on the ball handlers, and it's certainly limited the points in this opening quarter.
That's one of the best things about these young tournaments, is that we get to see our young players, we get to see their offensive flair, but it's their team defense, their maturity on the court that really helps separate the talented players from the slightly less talented players.
Oh, they're all talented players at the Medibank National Junior Classic. Don't you worry, Medibank, a proud supporter of Basketball Victoria and this event for the past 2 years. For anyone wanting more information on Medibank Private Health Insurance, they can call 132331 or visit online at medibank.com.au as the Sabres get us back underway for quarter number 2. Joel Dyer missing on the 3-point attempt. Matejka, ball in hand. There's a couple of handoffs from the Tigers this time. It's a nice inside pass to Paddy Twigg from Lucas Balniosis. Gets the Tigers on the board for the second quarter. Tigers in a zone, 2-3 zone to start the quarter. Here's Dyer.
Sturt just swinging the ball around the top of the key to try and find an entry pass. Drive in with a dish out to the 3.
Yeah, Rasmussen short. And another high IQ play, throwing it off the leg of Balniosis. Sturt with a fresh 24. There it is on the Medibank replay screen. Great effort there from Rasmussen.
That's the maturity we talk about. That's the composure on the court, to be able to come away with that and get an extra 24 for your team.
Dyer out to Mitchell. Oh, nice cross-court pass. Had the right thinking. It was deflected, though, so the Sabres will keep possession. 15 seconds left on the shot clock.
Sturt lead this one 20-17 with 6 minutes 56 left in the second term.
Here's Rasmussen. Dyer. Little head fake. And it's called for a travel because his legs went with it.
The top half looked good. The bottom half, a little slow to react.
Twig inbounds. Straight to Sapatolis. Nice spin move, gets to the cup, is fouled. No, not a foul. Been called for a walk.
Unlucky there, right idea.
I thought that was, I agree with you there, Alexia. I thought that was the right move. Get Sapatolis into the game. A little bit unfortunate. Thought he may have been fouled instead of the travel, but...
Just a couple players between him and the referee might have obscured the vision a bit.
That's it. Griffin, thinking of another handoff, decides against it. Tigers back into a matchup. Here's Griffin on the ball again. Sizes up his opponent and Giddy. Great defense there by Giddy too. Hand in the face. Offensive rebound. Ben Gristy. Excellent work on the offensive end. Earns himself a trip to the line.
One of the taller players out on the court at the moment. Look at this. He gets the offensive rebound, goes up for a shot, gets the foul. Well done. He'll have 2 at the line.
That looked like a foul on Sapatolis too, and if I am correct, I believe that may be his second.
They've got to be just a bit careful, Sapatolis in particular. Not a lot of taller players on the Tigers roster to replace him, so just needs to be aware of that.
They've got Richie Robinson on the bench, who's a big, but certainly Coach Giddy would love Sapatolis out on the floor as much as possible. Here's Rataiki. Rasmussen straight to the cup. Great outlet pass by Griffin as well.
He just waited long enough. He knew there was a defender coming up behind him. He held on to the shot for that extra split second and got a nice layup.
Ball tried to go into Sapatolis again. Lost the handle of it. Those guards just scrapping down there in the low block. Earning the Sturt another possession. Sturt have the ascendancy here. Looks like a foul on Balniosis. So not on Sapatolis. I know your reaction. You thought it might have been on Sapatolis. Also may have been a little lucky there too, because you may have been correct. There's a timeout called. 23-17 the Sabres. It is only 6 points, but at this point in the contest, advantage is definitely with the Sabres, as is momentum.
Yeah, I think for it to be just a 6-point game is a little bit lucky on Tigers' part. They've struggled to string together a few plays, so coming out of this timeout, hopefully they can swing the momentum in their favour. Now,
I know I mentioned this in the previous game, but Medibank have set up a little bit of a massage zone across the stadiums. What can you tell me about that?
I can tell you that they're very good at what they do, and that as soon as this is over, I think I'm reserving a spot. I'm just looking through the glass. Looks like, yeah, my mate, he's down there waiting for me. So, Steve, maybe if you want, I can hook you up with a massage too.
Yeah, good stuff. I'm certainly looking for one. I know there's the Medibank massage zone has been a big hit over the course of the weekend. Massages not just for the players, not just for the coaches, let me tell you, their muscles need cooling down, but also for the parents, because it is a busy and a tough job over the weekend for the parents.
Some of these parents are driving for 3-4 hours flying from interstate just to get to this tournament, so I think a massage is a nice way to get some reward back from that, as well as the rewarding experience of watching your kids play basketball.
Absolutely, and we thank Medibank for that, as well as providing sports towels and water bottles for our players and referees across the course of the tournament. Sabres get us back underway here through Mitchell. Rasmussen tries to find an opening, couldn't. Looks like the Tigers may just be in that zone. Blocked by Pat Twigg. Great defensive effort there from the Tigers.
You know, Steve, if they can't book you in for a massage, I'd be happy to do it myself.
I think I may leave the massaging to the experts.
Fair enough.
Hopefully once I get down there, I'll get my own personal masseuse.
Just a couple of subs here for Sturt.
That's right, Rasmussen checks out of the game.
Dyer checks in.
Here's Giddy, been very important in this opening half. The number 6 for the Tigers. Gets it back here in the corner. What can he do with it? Tries to find an opening. There's Sapatolis. Easy bucket. That is perfect for him because he needs to get going for the Tigers to get back into this. It's back to 4 points, and Sapatolis could be a major key in this game.
After this game, I might be asking Sapatolis if he wants to join my Tuesday night men's team.
Sapatolis would be very handy on a Tuesday night, let me tell you. But let's finish off at the Medibank National Junior Classic. There's the massage zone that we've been speaking about, just in that bottom right-hand corner, as Sapatolis makes an and one. There's one of our brilliant referees just cooling down, making sure that he's prepared for his next grand final. A brilliant little initiative there from Medibank, and we thank our professional masseuse for making sure our referees are well prepared, as well as players and parents.
Do you think we could fit one of the massage tables up here in our little commentary booth, or have to knock a wall out?
Oh, I think our commentary box is very nice. A massage table wouldn't go astray, let me tell you.
Maybe for next year.
The Melbourne Tigers have just made it a 1-point game as we were speaking about that Medibank massage zone. There's Ben Christie on the offensive board again. Second offensive rebound in this quarter. And he's made sure it's paying dividends. 3-point game to the Sabres. Gallagher. Sapatolis out in the 45. Too far out to score. Here's Gallagher into Giddy. Pull up Jay. Long. Sapatolis tries to save it. Is out of bounds.
Giddy likes that shot, and it was good to see Sturt pressuring that. He's hit a few of them, and that extra bit of defensive pressure maybe just caused that one to be a bit too long.
Halfway through this second quarter, we saw this morning Bulleen defeat Forestville in the under-16 girls grand final. Stay tuned for later on because we've got our under-18 girls, Forestville versus Sturt, all South Australian affair, followed by our under-18 boys grand final, Melbourne versus Bulleen, an all-Victorian affair.
Sapatolis came up with that steal earlier to start that possession for Tigers. It was a really good defensive movement that gave him possession.
Here's Mitchell, passes to Pryor, back to Mitchell. He's trapped, just finds a way out of it. Griffin, nice stop, pop, blocked. Sapatolis. And he's starting to work himself into the game. Let's check out that block again. That was a nice move. But Sapatolis read it perfectly.
Sapatolis just lets his opponents think they're past him, brings down those long arms, and that ball goes rocketing.
Mitchell, top of the key. Stripped by Giddy.
Great hands.
Outlet, Gunner. Great defense. No, it's a block. A block has been called. 50-50 call. It's gone the way of the Tigers. There's your great view from the massage zone. If you're having a wonderful massage just behind the glass at the State Basketball Centre, you can get a perfect view of the game from anywhere in this stadium, as the two lovely young ladies are just in front of the camera.
It's also where our referees relax between games, get some coaching. It's a great opportunity to develop your referee skills at events like this, and I think that's a really underrated part of sort of brilliant weekend.
It's a wonderful stadium, a wonderful venue for the 2017 Medibank National Junior Classic we have here at the State Basketball Centre. Tane Mitchell checks out of the game for the Sabres as they hold a 3-point lead. Here's Giddy. Pushes off a touch, gets to his spot, makes the jumper.
He just gets really good elevation on that jump shot. He's got long arms as well, so really hard to defend against that. He just shoots over the top of you.
Tigers overplaying on the defensive end a little bit there. Get away with it. Recovered very well. Oh, great move there. Tyson Dyer. Fake to the middle. Went baseline.
He's been really effective going for those low post drives.
Melbourne Tigers looking for Josh Giddy on most offensive possessions. There's another one and one. Hand check pushing off. Points are good. Fouls on 25, Bailey Wells. And Josh Giddy has been the impact player of the half.
An opportunity to tie up the game here for the Tigers. 2 minutes 12 remaining in this second term. Giddy, free throw short.
Oh, Gunner, great hands. Sapatolis using that size, and the Tigers take the lead. 2 minutes to go in this second quarter. And this is where that dynamic duo is starting to get a hold on this game, Sapatolis and Josh Giddy.
Combining for 31 points a game together throughout this tournament.
What can Sturt do? Oh, great pass inside. Looked like he had nothing left, Sebastian Griffin. Found Ben Christie right at the bucket.
Christie's been really good beneath the basket here today. He's had a couple of fakes to either draw the contact or just get enough room to get the shot off, and it's been effective.
And it's just been that patience on offense from some of the Sabres players. Not rushing. There's Gallagher for three. Looks good from where we were sitting. Just falls short. Goes and gets his long rebound. Gunner again under the rim. Second, third chance points for the Tigers, proving key in this second quarter. Here's Wells. Oh, wayward pass. Straight to Giddy, who takes another floater. That is money. Third or fourth floater for the game by Josh Giddy. He has that down to a T.
We might have to start calling that the Giddy. The little floater from top of the paint, it's just working for him.
Pressure, great pressure by the Tigers. Forces a Jalen Pryor long-range pass to go out of bounds. Time out is called. And the Tigers have turned this one around. And they have a 3-point lead with just 40 seconds in the opening half.
It's been a really good defensive game, and now we're starting to see on both sides their offensive stars starting to force their way into the game, starting to get a couple of centimetres free of their opponents here and making it count.
There's one of our referees and a fellow player in our Medibank massage zone, just working on those calves. A 3-day tournament can certainly do that to you. Make your calves a little bit sore, making sure that they're prepped and ready for their following games, or cooling down, just making sure that they're okay and primed for games either today or next week, whenever it may be. I saw a cheeky thumbs up from the ref then, he was ready.
I went for a massage once. They asked me where my muscle mass was. Couldn't find it.
No calves in us commentators, let me tell you. We leave the basketball to the experts. It's the Melbourne Tigers with a 3-point lead. At this point in time, we'd like to thank some of our commercial partners. Moulton, the official basketball of this tournament. Champion Apparel. Sport in Focus, Sportscast Australia, who's running this brilliant live stream. Melbourne United, Good Life Health Clubs, and Schweppes. The Tigers get us back underway in the final seconds of this first half.
Thanks to Sportscast, who make us seem very professional. They do most of the work for us, let's be honest. Thank you, guys.
That's right, we're just the voices of this brilliant production. Fourth team foul on the Sabres, so they no longer have a foul to give in the final 27 seconds. Giddy, floater, hits the side of the backboard. He gets another shot at it though, thanks to Richie Robinson. He turns it over though, nice behind the back. No foul? Well, there is a foul.
Late call, but really good steal there. And I love that round the back bounce to get clear of the defender. Or in this case,
to force
draw
the
the foul.
That's right, Balniosis picks up the foul. And Sturt will have one final opportunity with 12 seconds remaining in the opening half to potentially tie this one up at the main break.
Dyer running the offense here.
To his brother. Just short on that occasion. And the Tigers, we said the Sabres were quarter time. It's now the Tigers with the advantage. at halftime how quickly things can change in a game of basketball, especially in a big game such as a national championship game. It is the Tigers by 3 points, but we've seen flashes of both sides' brilliance across the course of this opening half, which we'll see on the Medibank replay screen throughout halftime break.
This game certainly has the makings for a classic, doesn't it, Steve? We've seen a lot of great defense and a lot of great offense. Can't really split the sides at this stage.
No, that's right. Obviously, Josh Giddey, Paul Sapatolis, Lockie Gunner bringing back the margin and ending up with a lead. But for Sturt, been really impressed with Ben Christie on the offensive end. Tane Mitchell, he had that big block in the first quarter. Sebastian Griffin's been good, as has Tyson Dyer. I'll tell you what, this second half, I'm looking forward to it.
I'm just going to be interested to keep an eye on the Tigers bench. See if having that limited number of players hurts them, see if fatigue starts to set in, or if they're just going to play through it on the big stage.
That's right, they've registered some pretty impressive wins throughout this tournament to make the grand final, none bigger than their semi-final victory over Dandenong last night, 62-53. Sturt, on the other hand, found their way through a different range of teams. Northern Suburbs, Camden Valley and New Zealand knocking over Bulleen in the semi-finals. Melbourne defeated Northern Suburbs on the other hand.
No surprises at this stage in the game of the score or the high calibre of basketball. Both these teams, as we've said, the number 1 and 2 offense in the tournament for the 16s boys.
Sturt getting their final words of the halftime break in the main picture. Warwick Giddey speaking to his troops in the bottom right-hand corner. There they are coming back for the second half. Sapatolis, Gunner, Gallagher, Balniosis, and of course Josh Giddey on the floor for the Sturt Sabres. Dyer, Mitchell, Dyer, Griffin and Christie. So it's a pretty handy lineup for both sides to start this second half.
You know what, I thought you said someone's name twice there, but it just turns out there's the two Dyer brothers.
That's right, brothers. Tyson and Joel.
Skill runs in the family.
Here's Giddey. Very skilled left-handed player. Puts that with the right, no good. Sapatolis offensive rebound. There's that size I was talking about in the opening half. Finds his way under the rim and can bully his way into 2 points. Nearly runs into the referee. Quite athletic too. Gallagher gets his hands in there. Forces a turnover. Well done to Jack Gallagher. Here's Balniosis running the floor. Sapatolis, mismatch. Couldn't get that one to go. Gunner rims out. Would have been a great start for the Tigers in this second half.
Both teams picking up the intensity coming out of that halftime break, running full pace up and down the court. Just looking for that edge.
Would have been one of the keys both coaches were speaking about at halftime. Big time three-pointer from Seb Griffin, and he liked that one. Gets this game to within 3 points. Gunner tries to find Balniosis on the cut. Sapatolis will have to do. Poor pass by Gallagher. Picked up by Tyson Dyer. Easy deuce.
Those really good hands from Dyer there, and the ability to convert that at the other end, just fantastic.
Here comes that intensity picking up, fast break. Oh, Gallagher had Gunner running there in the lane, couldn't find him. And as a result, Sapatolis has been picked up for the walk.
Great trap from Sturt there. Just kept Sapatolis down in the corner where he couldn't be effective, and it's a turnover.
That's right, 1 point ball game in favour of the Tigers. Early on in the third term, Dyer blocked by Sapatolis. That's his third block of the game. And they've all been just as impressive.
Did you see that? He didn't even react. That's how often he gets blocks. Just another part of his game.
When you've got such a size advantage over your opponents, you get used to swatting shots left, right and centre. Big time shot Joel Dyer for 3. Gives Sturt back the lead. And a poor ball handling. Josh Giddy. Gives Seb Griffin another 2 points.
That's 5 points in about 30 seconds.
And
for
another wayward pass. Seb
Make
Griffin.
that 7.
Another 2 points. He's up and about. The Sturt Sabres love it. Forces a timeout through the Melbourne Tigers. The Sabres are all up and about, high-fiving their teammates. Coach is the same.
All of a sudden, the Sabres are leading 40-34.
Taking a look into the Sabres huddle there. They are up and about, momentum certainly in their favour. Let's take a look at that set of plays. First, the Dyer 3. Mix up with the ball handling duties. Dyer to Griffin. Does nice move just to get rid of the defence. And then another tip pass there by Mitchell results in another Griffin 2 points in the paint. 7-0 run there by the Sabres to give them a 6-point lead.
This is some really good pressure defense in the half court from Sturt, forcing turnovers, forcing bad passes. Just putting enough pressure on the Tigers to maybe cause some poor decisions. It's a really good timeout here, though.
It is just for the Tigers just to calm down the boys. Make sure that they understand they've got to hold and take control of the ball. Let's see what the Tigers can do out of this timeout. Just to settle things down a little bit. This pressure by the Sabres is just worrying the Tigers a little bit. Can they break the press? They can. Here's Balniosis. 2 points straight out of the timeout. That'll calm things down. Mitchell. Doesn't know where to go. Finds Tyson Dyer. Baseline. That was a...
Just stood on the line there.
Had the right idea. There's just a small portion of our crowd on screen. Loving what they're seeing in this under-16 boys grand final of the Medibank National Junior Classic. Nice inside pass by Balniosis to Sapatolis. He's been double-teamed. Bullies his way into a shot. Can't get it to go. Foul's been called and 2 shots is the answer. The foul's on Ben Christie. And Lockie Gunner will head to the line. Let's take a look at that on the Medibank replay screen. That's the foul there as Gunner tried to go up.
One of Gunner's strengths, those offensive rebounds leading to second chance opportunities. What can he do at the line here? Can't quite nail the first one. Look to hit the second. And does so.
So, splits a pair. Turns this back into a 3-point game. Just under 5 minutes left in this third period. Tyson Dyer. Christie. Here's Joel Dyer. He's been a sharpshooter today. Sebastian Griffin. He is a ball of energy, let me tell you. Every time he's shot the ball and it's gone in, he's shown some intensity. He's shown some excitement.
That's his second 3 from that spot this quarter. He is feeling it.
What can the Tigers get? Gallagher stops on a dime. Turnaround jump shot, no good. Oh, Giddy just coming in from a mile away, which ends up leaving some others in transition. Mitchell tries to go for a little half dunk, lays it in very well though. Kick ball, no. Tyson Dyer blocked by Gunner. Leaves Sapatolis out the other end. He jams it home. That'll get the Tigers up and about. There you go, Giddy, the steal. Balniosis, Giddy. Sapatolis coming in for the offensive rebound, can't get that one to go. There's a foul on Sapatolis. The energy, the momentum was all there in Melbourne's favour. They couldn't get that layup to go to bring that one back within 4. And the
Interesting
momentum.
stage here for the Tigers. Sapatolis has just dunked it, but he's also starting to get into foul trouble. How do you manage him here, Steve?
Well, I'd leave him out there, certainly, as Melbourne are starting to regain the ascendancy. We saw that nice 3 from Seb Griffin on the Medibank replay screen. He's been impressive today, has Seb Griffin. Here's Mitchell. Tried to make the pass out, decided against it, and as a result has turned it over. Balniosis, he turns it over. Here's Tyson Dyer. Was picked apart by Sapatolis, but ends up being Sturt ball. There's a nice block a couple of minutes prior by Gunner, which led to the Sapatolis jam.
I reckon he could have got another foot higher if he wanted to.
Just wanted to make sure of it, I think. I'd say.
Interesting that Tigers here really running the play for the last few minutes. They still find themselves in a 6-point deficit.
That's right. They've dropped back into that zone defense as well, hoping to try and just limit the Sabres a little bit in these last 3 minutes. Nearly did with a turnover. Foul has been picked up though. And I believe that foul was on Balniosis, and that's his 4th. Dyer. Too long on that one. Giddy picks it up. 3-on-2 opportunity in the fast break. Balniosis. Matejka for 3. Short. Sapatolis tries to pick up a rebound. Mitchell going the other way. Floater. Long. Will stay a Sturt ball though.
Tane Mitchell is very explosive. If he has an open court to run, he's gonna do it quickly.
Speak about the explosiveness of some of these young individuals. There's also some very long athletic players out there on court. Obviously we've spoken about Giddy. There's also Griffin for Sturt as he hits another 3. He looks straight at the crowd. The Sturt faithful are loving Seb Griffin's intensity.
This is his quarter, Steve.
They've opened up a 9-point lead in the meantime as Giddy runs straight into Griffin, picks up the offensive foul.
He is having some game.
There's that 3. You just saw the celebration in that, a little bit of the right-hand corner.
He's hit 3 threes in the quarter. He's taken that charge as well as a few 2s.
There he is again, picking up that charge. His excitement is through the roof. Sabres 48, Melbourne 39. The Sabres just getting on a little bit of a run here. Rasmussen no good. Matejka the rebound. What can the Tigers muster up just before 3-quarter time? They'll need something.
It's an important 2 minutes here.
Twiggs back on the floor, as is Matejka. Important to note too, Josh Giddy off the floor here.
Getting him some rest before the last quarter.
Dyer, nice find to Rasmussen. Another 2 points. It is an 11-point ball game. If things don't change quickly, this game is quickly getting out of hand. Twig.
Tigers haven't been taking many jumpers, haven't taken many 3s. Here's one.
On point, Gallagher. Needed that, did the Melbourne side.
Gallagher just proving my point wrong. Thank you very much, son. Good shot.
Matejka tried to save it and has one possession. Brilliant work there by Lizelle Matejka.
The lead drops back to 8 points for Sturt. 1 minute 16 left in the quarter.
This is important to note here too. Second unit well and truly out on the floor with Sapatolis, with Giddy and Lockie Gunner on the bench. Balniosis blocked by Seb Griffin.
Who else?
Fist pump in game, mid-play. There's travel. Didn't know what to do with it. Did Joel Dyer. Under a minute remaining in this game. There's Griffin's block. You see the fist pump. They've earned themselves another possession here too with a turnover. Griffin's asking for it. Griffin wants it. Griffin got it. Nice pass. Christie fouled.
Nice vision from Griffin there. Head fake into the pass to the low post. And Christie, who's probably gone under the radar a bit this game, finds himself at the line again.
I'm telling you, if you haven't already, just watch Sebastian Griffin after every big play, up and about. If you're on Twitter, make sure you hashtag GriffinWatch in the Medibank NJC. Christie extending this margin once again. As you can see, 45.3 seconds left on the clock, and is once again double digits to the South Australian side.
Sturt working hard to trap players at the half court here. They know that they can't go backwards, so they're pressuring the pass forward, and it's starting to work. Although, Melbourne Tigers ball here.
Twig. I'll tell you what, he is a twig. He's got long arms, long legs. Giddy step back three.
Tell you what, when he grows into those limbs, he'll be a dangerous player.
You're not wrong there. Sapatolis earns the Tigers an extra possession with a foul called on the rebound.
I'm hoping I'll grow into my limbs one day, Steve.
One day, one day.
One day. That growth spurt will come.
Twig, right on cue. Nice inbounds there from Giddy. 8-point game. Final possession of the quarter, more than likely, with 15 seconds remaining. Jalen Pryor, Seb Griffin, just trying to break the trap. Griffin splits the middle. Great handle on the ball. Rims out. Offensive rebound. Great pass to Christie. What a play by Sebastian Griffin. What a quarter by Sebastian Griffin. The Sturt Sabres hold a 10-point advantage going into the final quarter. And much of that is thanks to Sebastian Griffin.
He had close to 13, must have been 15 points that quarter, Steve. And that Griffin to Christie pass, they ran that play 2, 3, 4 times that quarter, scored almost every time.
You're not wrong. Sums that quarter up perfectly. You saw hashtag Griffin watch at the end of that quarter, just pulling his jersey. He was up and about.
I think we should get him in for the halftime entertainment for the next game.
That's right. I'm sure he'll certainly pull in the crowd. Let's take a look into the Melbourne Tigers bench just after we look at some highlights of that third quarter. There's the man of the moment, Seb Griffin.
We thank you all for tuning in. Make sure to go to Basketball Victoria, at Basketball Victoria on our social medias, or go to basketballvictoria.com.au for highlights, articles, stories, you name it. Everything from this weekend. Griffin
outlet pass to Mitchell. That was a nice block by Gunner. And there's another three. Hey, you guessed it. Seb Griffin. Griffin split in the middle. Just that hand on the ball. Did not lose it. Didn't lose concentration either, even after he missed it. That is a quarter to remember for that young man.
Sturt's second efforts off missed shots have really helped them establish this lead.
Now, I said this in the last game at three-quarter time. We have got 8 minutes remaining. It is a 10-point lead. It was 7 points at three-quarter time in the girls. Are we bold enough to make a prediction?
If Griffin keeps playing the way he is, I don't think there's any doubt that Sturt will win.
There's no way back for the Tigers if Seb Griffin continues his excellent form.
Tigers are running their best lineup out on the court at the moment to start the fourth. So if they can get some early scores, put some pressure on, maybe get some momentum, this could be a tight game.
Lockie Gunner remains on the bench for the Tigers to start this fourth quarter. Rasmussen with the ball. Skip pass to Dyer. That's Tyson. Gets inside the paint. Has to avoid Sapatolis. Does, but doesn't get the best shot off.
The 2-3 zone worked there. No easy shots and forced a contested mid-ranger layup.
Balniosis looking for Giddy. Mataika. Balniosis working the ball around the Tigers. trying to find Giddy or Sapatolas inside. Giddy nearly had an option to go to the hole then. Elected to pass to Twig, tipped out of bounds.
Just 1 second left on the shot clock here. Tigers have not been wanting to shoot the threes so far in this game. They might have to here.
Got to get that, got to shoot. Shot clock expires before Balnosis gets the shot off. That's a great defensive set by the Sabres as we've got a good crowd in the house watching this under-16 boys grand final between the Sturt Sabres and the Melbourne Tigers, the Medibank National Junior Classic for 2017. We've seen some brilliant young individuals come inside not only the State Basketball Centre but the Dandenong Basketball Stadium throughout the course of the weekend. And these are just some of the individuals on display. Mataika. Great hustle to get that rebound, earns the Tigers possession thanks to a foul.
We've obviously been over at Dandenong as well. Had a wonderful setup there. Some great games over the weekend. What a weekend it's been for basketball.
It's been a magnificent weekend, not only for junior basketball, for senior basketball too in Victoria. The Big V's Origin All-Star Series held on Saturday night at the newly developed Casey Stadium. It was a great night out there.
Highlight for me, dunk contest.
Dunk contest. Make sure you catch that on Basketball Victoria or Big V's Facebook page and YouTube for all of the action in terms of basketball in Victoria. Make sure you keep up to date on our social accounts. Obviously, you're on our Facebook page at the moment. We thank you for that. Head to our Twitter and Instagram for updates at basketball_Vic.
6.5 minutes remaining in this one. Sturt lead by 10 points, 54-44. What can Tigers do here?
That's exactly that. This is the Tigers' time. Here's Giddy. Looked okay. Rimmed out. Dyer. That's Joel. Straight to the cup. The little pocket rocket. Oh, rims out. Thought that was good. Here's Tyson Dyer. Mitchell.
Some good passing here from Sturt.
Joel Dyer for three. That could have nearly been a dagger. Twig.
Bit of let off for their Tigers there. Sturt's been hitting those shots from three.
Melbourne quickly running out of time. Here's Mataika. Nice cut there. And that's exactly what they need to eat into this 10-point margin, which is now 8, thanks to the Mataika layup. Oh, nearly picked off that pass as well.
That was a really strong play. Melbourne knew that was what they were going to run with before the ball was even over the halfway line.
Griffin, up and under. Goes back at it. Can't get the second one to go either. Fast break opportunity. Giddy out to Mataika. Oh, great use of the left hand. Just blocks Dyer out of the way. 6-point ball game, and it's forced a timeout from the Sabres.
Back to a 2-possession ball game, thanks to some really good pressure on the defensive end and some really fast offense.
Yeah, Lizelle Mataika, there's the first of his 4 points of the last minute and a half. Great cut, great action there from the Tigers on the offensive end. And then just a fast break opportunity. Balnosis out to Giddy. Just look at that nice use of the body to block Tyson Dyer out the way. 54-48 is the score in favour of the Sabres. That team right there. 5 minutes and 18 seconds away from a national championship at club level.
What are the coaches trying to tell their players?
Well, the Sabres here, they had the ascendancy throughout most of the second half. But right now, he's just saying, hey, calm down, boys. We're still in this. We've got the 6-point lead. Make sure we don't do anything silly. We've got to take care of the ball, use our possessions wisely, get some good shots, and just do what's been working for them. Right? We obviously had Seb Griffin masterclass in the third quarter. Look at guys like him, Ben Christie, the Dyer brothers. They've all been having great games as role players. They've been doing their job. As for the Tigers, they're just starting to find their groove now. Right? They've had that quick 4-0 run. They can come out of this timeout, get a stop straight away, get another 2 points. This is game on.
Right you are, Steve. Right you are.
And then if that is the case, down the stretch, we'll be looking for the big-time players. Paul Sapatolas, Josh Giddy, Seb Griffin, Ben Christie, Tane Mitchell. This is where the big-time players come out to shine. Last 5 minutes of this game.
I think we'll be hearing some of those names for years to come, Steve.
Well, it's been a ripping contest thus far today. Dyer for 3. You betcha. Joel Dyer. Exactly what Sturt needed.
That is clutch. That is clutch from Dyer.
He's been doing that all game too. He's had some great three-point looks. Balnosis into Sapatolis. That is a great pass. Put it on a dime for Sapatolis. This game's back within 7.
The Tigers say, we're not out of this yet. Let's go to our big man.
Griffin to Mitchell. Has a lane, decided against it. Christie out to Mitchell, wide open, giving him the shot. He says, thank you very much. Leave me wide open all morning. Just over 4 minutes remaining. Balnosis goes baseline. Good D there by Dyer. Mataika, floater, long. Twig, stripped by Griffin. They're out and running. Oh, Griffin left it behind. Went back to get it. Dyer for 3. Decided against it. Long 2. And Seb Griffin earns the Sabres an extra possession. 4 minutes left in this ball game.
Gunner comes back on for Balnosis.
Not sure if you can hear that on our effects mics, but there's certainly the crowd cheering on the Melbourne Tigers on the defensive end.
9-point game, 4 minutes remaining.
Dyer, Griffin left wide open at the top of the 3. Not this time. Christie, great hustle. Mitchell, the same. Sapatolis just can't get a handle on it. And the Sabres earning another possession. Mitchell looks at the 3, decides against it. Tough pass into Griffin. Does extremely well to keep a hold of it. Earns a jump ball. This will go in the way of the Tigers, however.
I'm loving the desperation from both of these sides to take possession of the ball no matter what.
Now it's a 9-point ball game. And that's one of our biggest leads of the morning. I think it was about 11 or 12. But this game is far from over. Mataika for 3. Twig, the rebound. Great hustle by Pat Twig. 59-52, just over 3 remaining. Here's this trap pressure. Back into a zone. Tane Mitchell. The Sabres just trying to wipe some time off the clock. Mitchell inside to Christie. Can't get it to go. Mitchell, great hustle. These second and third chances for the Sabres is what's winning this game for them. Dyer. No call there. Mataika. Giddy. Looks up the floor. Can't see anything. Finds Gunner.
Taika wants it here, I think.
Giddy using that ever so good left hand. Can't get that to go though. Sapatolis can't get the rebound. And guess who did pick up the rebound? That man, Sebastian Griffin. Dyer and the Sabres just looking to take even more time off the clock. And now you can start to hear the South Australian crowd in the house. Dyer, a big time three-pointer. Is that the dagger in the Melbourne Tigers? A 10-point ball game. Dyer again. Steele. Crossover. 3-on-1. Decides to pull up. Oh! Joel Dyer. What a fourth quarter. Have a game, Sturt Sabres. There's the South Australian fans in the house.
And Joel Dyer just saying, we're winning this one.
That was a 3-on-1 offensive advantage, and Joel Dyer decides to pull up from 3. Mataika running behind him. That was nothing but the bottom of the net. Have a game, young man.
It was back-to-back threes after getting the intercept as well. He crossed his man, went up the court and said, I'm taking this one.
My goodness.
You can't argue with a man when he's hot. And he was
Look
hot.
at that. Mataika trailing. He just goes, no, sir. Thank you very much on the Medibank replay screen. That's the dagger. This game's over.
You can't come back from back-to-back threes.
Joel
from
Dyer. Mr. Fourth quarter. Mr. Clutch. Back-to-back threes. There's the scoreboard, as you see, 65-49. 52. Just under 2 minutes remaining.
What an offensive, and we knew this was going to be the case, but what an offensive game we have. Sturt have been lighting it up from 3. Tigers lighting it up from the inside. Tigers need to be bold here. Minute 57 left. It's a big deficit. They need to be bold.
And you've spoken about the Tigers shying away from the three-pointer. They need a couple here. They need to match Joel Dyer's back-to-back trays, because if they're any chance, which I don't think they are right now, they need a couple from deep. Here's Twig, the Tiger. He's a shooter. Twig, wide open. There's the first one. Rims out. Sapatolis tries to get an extra possession. Tyson Dyer saves that one.
Every second is a second closer to victory for Sturt. The under-16 boys finals.
He's the man of the
Grand
moment.
final.
Passes to his brother in Tyson Dyer. Sweep cut, Joel Dyer wide open. Don't leave him open. He just hit another one. Step to the side on the left side in the corner. Back
2 men.
To back trays.
2 men
for Joel
closing out
Dyer.
to win.
There's another steal. 3-on-1, 2-on-1. Tyson Dyer, entertain Mitchell. Can't get it to go though. The rebound by Gunner. 70 seconds left in this ball game.
If the third quarter was Griffin's, the fourth quarter was Dyer's.
The fourth quarter is certainly Joel Dyer's. Just look at that step. My goodness. Mr. Fourth Quarter himself, Joel Dyer, has well and truly opened this game up and secured a Sturt Sabres National Championship. Gunner to the rim. Can't get it to go. Offensive rebound.
The shortest man on the court has been the biggest man on the court this quarter.
Christie. Tell you what, Joel Dyer's asking for it again in the corner.
Oh, he wants it. He's
Griffin,
just lurking here.
Dyer back to his brother. Mitchell, nice pass into Christie. And one, you betcha. The Sabres up and about, the bench up and about, the South Australian crowd. There's 2 points, thanks to one of those brilliant Medibank signs. Can you put +1 on one of those signs? Because Ben Christie has the and one opportunity.
He's been to the line 4 or 5 times this game. He converts the and one.
And the Sturt Sabres are running away with the national championship.
What an all-round performance this has been by Sturt. 19-point leaders right now. 27 seconds to go. Second last possession of the game.
The Tigers have been brave. Giddy from way downtown.
Ball hits the shot clock. It's Sturt ball.
That picture right there with Josh Giddy hands on knees, that has been the story. The Sturt bench behind up and about. That's the story of the game right there.
Sturt can savour this last possession. 15 seconds to go. This will be the game.
Tyson Dyer, ball in hand. The Sturt Sabres are your 2017 Medibank National Junior Classic Under 16 Boys Champions. Don't they love it?
The pictures speak for themselves. What a performance. What a performance by every player on this team.
Brilliant sportsmanship from the lads. Warwick Giddy coming straight over to congratulate them, as is the rest of the Melbourne Tigers players.
And congratulations to the Tigers for getting to the grand final. They had a wonderful, wonderful tournament.
That's right, they were just as impressive. And on their day, Queen's birthday, the Sturt Sabres are victorious. The under 16 boys, Medibank National Junior Champions. There he is, Seb Griffin. He's still going. He could be going all day and all night. Keep an eye on that man.
And Sturt end this tournament as the #1 offensive team, bar none.
Now we saw Aaron Riley pick up the most valuable player on the girls' side. But the MVP for this game, what are we expecting? I think it can only go 2 ways.
It can only go 2 ways. Which quarter was more impressive, the third or the fourth?
I'm going to say I'm going to say the third. It kick-started everything. Griffin was pretty good in the first half as well, up and about, getting his team over the line, got it started. Joel Dyer finished it all off. I've just been told Joel and Tyson Dyer aren't brothers either, so...
They're brothers now.
The information that I received at the start of the game was false and incorrect, so I apologise to the two players there. But Sebastian Griffin has to be the winner. We'll find out in the next 5 to 10 minutes as presentations are currently being prepared as we look at some Medibank highlights of the game.
It's going to be a tight MVP race. Boy, I was in love with that three-point shooting from Joel Dyer.
On that fourth quarter, just the icing on the cake, wasn't it? Joel Dyer, a big triple, followed by a 3-on-1 pull-up triple at the 45. And then that step to the left, that nasty killer step to the left in the corner. That was
two men closing out on him.
An incredible performance by the Sabres. Here's some great highlights as well. Christie was ever impressive as well. There's the second of the 3 fourth-quarter trays from Joel Dyer. Unbelievable. Put a dagger, and there's the third. My goodness me. Put an absolute dagger into the hearts of the Melbourne Tigers. As Craig Davidson gets us underway for the under-16 boys presentations.
Bill Quinn will be doing the presentations to the players. Today's grand final caps off a long and hard-fought weekend of fantastic basketball. Today's grand finalists to be both congratulated on making it here and the way they've conducted themselves during the Medibank National Classic Championship. Before we get underway with the presentations, I'd also like to thank our major sponsor, Medibank, along with Basketball Victoria and Moulton, for their support throughout the tournament. I'd also like to acknowledge the volunteers who have assisted the MUVJBL during the tournament, the coaches, the team managers, the club administrators, and last and certainly not least, the mums and dads, uncles and aunties and support crew that have driven all the players around during the long weekend. That's right, you should be proud of yourselves. Our first presentation go to the 3 referees from today's match. Let's welcome again and congratulate Daniel Nancaro, Daniel Stanley and Patrick Spratt.
Yeah, good on you.
Okay, we'll move straight on to our silver medalists from Melbourne Tigers. Warwick, if you'd like to come up and say a few words and then introduce your players.
First of all, congratulations, Sturt. Well done, well deserved, and fantastic team you guys have got. Been watching your weekend, and fantastic ball movement, great shooters. Congratulations to you guys. Way too good on the day. To our guys, couldn't be proud of you. War of attrition. We only had 8 players, 7 for a couple of games. And the way he's battled, the way he's got after it, and really didn't stop to the end. Fantastic. Thanks very much for your effort. Great job, fellas. We call the boys out. Thanks to the crowd for support, and it's great to see so much talent out here. We've got Jacko. We've got Josh. We've got Lucas. We've got Lysel. We've got Lockie. We've got Richie. We've got Paddy. And we've got Paul. Thanks, guys. And a big thanks to my assistant coach Phil and the team manager Vicky.
That's all right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, now for the gold medal premiers. Welcome to the Sturt coach. Come on down.
Thanks, mate. Just to the Melbourne Tigers, fantastic game, guys. I think the two teams are going to have some great battles over the years, and that's a great start to it's going to be a great basketball experience with both teams. So well done to you guys. To my guys, fantastic all weekend. You know, so proud. We had a bit of a down week a few weeks ago, and we've just lifted up and up and up since then. So there's no reason to stop. Through your whole careers, there's no reason to stop. Just keep going from now. And you know, the ability to bounce back is a huge thing, and you guys have shown that fantastic since the state champs, and really awesome weekend. So well done to all you guys. Good job, boys. To my great assistant coaches or co-coaches, we do it together. Fantastic. It's an honour working with you guys. You know, great guard, teaching great guards, great forward, teaching great forwards. It's fantastic to work with you guys. Managers, we've got two managers, John and Phil. It's great fun working with both of you guys as well. So, great group. Just pull you guys up. Yeah, okay. We'll go Hans, Gianni, Tay, Doug, Barry, let's go! Mikey, Barry, Benny, Ted, good job. And Joel. Let's go! And Isaac. And Jace. Jenny. And Phil Wells, who's probably in the crowd, the manager.
Can't do so, lads.
And ladies and gentlemen, before you all head off, of course, one of my favourite parts of the ceremony, our most valuable player award. And I think you've probably worked out it's gone to a member of our Sturt winning side. The gentleman holding the banner right now, number 12, Sebastian Griffin. And that concludes the presentations, ladies and gentlemen. Wherever you're going, whatever you're doing, whoever you're doing it with, stay safe, and we'll see you again next year.
Thank you, Craig, for that wonderful presentation. And as you can see there, the Sturt Sabres, your 2017 Under-16 Boys Medibank National Junior Classic champions. What a performance it was from them. Don't go anywhere because we are only halfway done for the day. Our Under-16 girls and boys champions have been declared. Bulleen taking out Forestville in the Under-16 girls 54-42. The Sturt Sabres taking care of the Melbourne Tigers 71-52 in the Under-16 boys. But at 11:50 a.m., which is just over 20 minutes away, it's an all South Australian affair in the Under-18 girls grand final between Forestville and Sturt. We'll be back shortly for the Under-18 girls grand final game.